Marks India's 70 years of independence from British colonial rule. The day begins with Prime Minister Narendra Modi hoisting the national flag at the historic Red Fort in Delhi's old quarters. After the ceremony, Modi addressed the nation from the ramparts of the Red Fort. Ahead of celebrations, authorities are leaving no stone unturned to ensure tight security. India was born as a nation after it attained freedom from decades of British rule on August 15, 1947. Well, for some insight on the country's current social situation and reasons behind recent incidents, joining me in the studio is Mrs. Li. She's a senior fellow with the China Institutes of Contemporary International Relations. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. India is a country with a complex constitution of religions, which can hamper the country's development, and the Indian government has also been accused of not doing enough to stop these tragedies from happening. Do you think there's any chance to solve or soften this sort of conflict that goes on in India?
Yeah. Well, actually, I think many Indians, they are very proud of the diversity of this society. But unfortunately, in the past decades, a lot of communal conflicts happened, and this is a big challenge to the stability and development of India. As far as the current BJP government in India is concerned, I think the big challenge is that, people are very much concerned about his religious background, which is the, Hindutva or the Hindu nationalism. So the problem is to, how to accommodate these communal problems. And I think the inclusive policy rather than the exclusive
25 children died over the weekend from suffering off oxygen shortages, bringing the overall death toll to now around 85. The Indian media have linked some of the deaths to a lack of oxygen as suppliers' bills were unpaid. These incidents have once again revealed life-costing loopholes in India's medical system, which is another setback for India's social development. What's your take on this?
Yeah, I think if you read the media reports about the incident or the tragedy carefully, I think it is totally because of the poor governance. It is reported that, the supplier of these oxygen cylinders, they went to the government to complain the unpaid bills, but because all these hospitals are public hospitals, so the government should be responsible for the finance, but they didn't get any, response from the local governments. Then they stopped the supply, and then the tragedy happened. So you can see the poor governance is the, cause of the tragedy. And the point I would like to make here is that, for the Modi government, when he came to power, he made a big commitment to good governance. I think we can see through this story that there's a long way, a lot of work for him to do. And I also believe he enjoys more resources, but the key to solve the problem may be more focus or more energy and more willingness.
All right, Mrs. Li from the China Institutes of Contemporary International